Hospital COVID, the entire world is watching the first Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine happening in a UK hospital, which is brilliant for this country. But what an amazing coincidence that the second person to have it and the first person in the world is William Shakespeare from Warwickshire.
Well, Piers, just a tremendous morning here, and what an occasion. Yeah, Bill Shakespeare from Warwickshire himself, the first person in the UK to get the vaccine. Of course, William Shakespeare, born, lived just 22 or so miles down here, and back in the day, in what, 1500s or so, he was writing about the plague, wasn't he? And now, Bill Shakespeare from Warwickshire himself, some 456 years later or so, is now the first man to have the vaccine. Well, the first lady to administer the vaccine was May Parsons. Let me just introduce this. You were talking about her earlier on, Piers. We found May for you here. She's not on IFB. She's done an amazing job for us. Give us a sense of what you're feeling this morning.
Well, it was all positive for me. I think it's a tremendous historical event, and for the pandemic, we know everyone knows what the cost of it and human lives and things, and I think the fact that we were able to offer the first vaccine today to everyone, I think it's a positive historical event, and I'm so proud to be able to kind of contribute to that positive step towards stopping this pandemic.
And how are you feeling at 6:31 when you administered the vaccines? Because it's a big job, because you've got all the cameras here, the world's media watching you. You're an experienced nurse, been here for what, 24 years working?
24 years I've started my nursing career. I've been here in this trust for 17 years, ever since I came to the country. So yes, but I have had a lot of experience in terms of injections and IMs and flu jabs. I've given a couple of hundred a few months ago. So I've had lots of practice in the 20 years career I have. So so it's just going back and stepping back and making sure that I follow the policy, do all the right things for the patient, make sure that she's safe and comfortable, and then and that's it really. I think it's the afterwards that's kind of a bit overwhelming.
Well, thankfully all went well. Margaret's now, she's safe, well, she's hopefully going to go home later on today. And Piers and Susanna were talking earlier on at 7 o'clock, just want to pay tribute really to all the Filipino nurses that work in the NHS.
Yes.
We're so dependent and thankful for your contribution.
So I'm really glad to be telling all the Filipinos in this country and everywhere in the world that we can make a difference and we do our positive contributions to humanity, as it were, kind of thing. So I think it's a historical event for Filipinos all across the globe, for making sure that we are proud of what we've achieved and what we kind of contribute to everyone, really, and the care that we give. So yeah, I'm very proud to be saying to everyone that I'm a Filipino British today, making history.
Well, May, thanks very much for all your work. I need you to go and have a cup of tea.
Yes.
She hasn't stopped working all morning. Thank you so much for everything you've done this morning.
Yes, thank
and
you
for your
so
whole
much.
career here. Thank you so much. You're going to have a cup of tea now.
Thank you.
Amazing to speak to May there.
Brilliant.
Such a wonderful young lady. We're so grateful to have her in the NHS.
What a moment.
There you go.
What a piece of history. Great question, Swaney, because that was a big moment. I can tell you, the Philippines, they'll be going crazy in the Philippines about the fact it's a Filipino nurse who has actually administered the first COVID-19 vaccine jab. So a huge moment for the NHS, huge moment for the UK, but also a huge moment for the Philippines. You send so many fantastic people here to work in our health system.
Yeah, just wonderful to speak to May there. And there's so many nurses just around the corner. That's where all the vaccines have been taking place since 6:31 this morning. They're just beginning to... There's May just wandering off now. I hope she has found a cup of tea. She's such a lovely lady, really is. The first care home worker is now being administered the vaccine. As we've said, William Shakespeare as well. Let's just hear from Margaret Show. She was the very first person, Margaret Keenan, 91 years old next week. It's her birthday. She was the very first person to receive the vaccine.
You're part of a moment of history, the first to receive this vaccine. How does that feel?
It hasn't sunk in yet. I can't really answer that question yet. It's just really, I don't know what to say. It's just overwhelming, I suppose, really. Yeah.
And what do you say to those who might be having second thoughts about having this vaccine?
Well, I would say go for it. Go for it because it's free and it's the best thing that's ever happened at the moment. So please go for it. That's all I say, you know. if I can do it, well, so can you.
Absolutely brilliant. And what can she say? She's a remarkable lady. She's nearly 91 next week, I think. She retired as a jeweller shop assistant 4 years ago. She was 87 and still working. She's from Enniskillen originally, I think, in Northern Ireland. So great for
She's
them
lived in
too.
Coventry for over 60 years. Let's hear a little bit more from our pioneer, Margaret Keenan.
Oh, my word. As I just said before, at the moment I don't know how I feel. It's just so strange and so wonderful, really. Yeah, so anyway, you see, this is for a good cause, so I'm so pleased I had it done. Yeah.
Did you ever think in your whole 90 years you would ever be sitting here, the first person to have a COVID vaccination?
No, never, ever. No.
Does anything come close in your lifetime to this moment?
No, I can't think of anything. No.